Welcome to 69 Gaming. In this video today, I'll tell you about 5 adult games that are really good, but you have probably never heard of them because they are not very popular. If you know any great games that are not very popular, leave them in the comments below. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video. The first game on the list is SDWA The Author. The creator of this game, SDWA Dev, only has $516 support on Patreon, and the game is criminally underrated. The game is about a young best-selling author, easing his way into life after a long public disappearance. Struggling from trauma, he finds himself unable to write anymore. With publishers and executives breathing down his neck, he has taken a teaching job in Los Angeles hoping to find inspiration, but the weeks have flown by, and still no writing motivation has come to him. Then one night everything starts to change, and he finds his life converging with the lives of 6 beautiful women, each with their own hopes and problems. This game is fantastic. It's character-driven rather than plot-driven, as the plot can be summed up as a bunch of friends helping each other with their problems. All the characters are unique, interesting, and lovable. The writing is top-notch, and I really enjoyed getting to know all of these characters, including the protagonist. This game plays like a dating sim, where you have to make choices that determine which path you will play through, and what endings you will receive. Choices definitely matter, and I really enjoyed seeing the different endings. All the endings feel very unique and satisfying, and you have to experience all of them. I think you can see most of them during one playthrough, but I definitely recommend installing the cheat mod after you finish playing through this at least once, in order to see everything else, because I'm pretty sure trying to find all of the endings without it would be very time-consuming. When it comes to the visual aspects of the game, I have nothing to complain about. The renders in the game look quite nice, all the girls are very pretty, and the animations are simple. The sex scenes are hit or miss, though. On the one hand, there aren't that many, and most of them are found in the different endings. On the other hand, all of the girls are gorgeous and lovable, so getting to bed them was very satisfying. Plus, all of the scenes make sense from a writing perspective, which is always great to see. Don't play this game for its sex. The main draw of this game is its characters. As for the less good aspects of the game, there is no harem ending, which sucks for me because I loved every single one of these characters, and I hated having to choose between them. This game is pretty realistic, so I understand why the developer didn't include one. But I personally always prefer games like this to have a harem ending, however unrealistic it may be. I'm not trying to knock the game for not having one, but rather I'm just mentioning this for people like me who like harem endings. Be warned that you won't find one here. Anyway, even without the harem ending, and the sex scenes being hit or miss, I greatly enjoyed my time with this game and I highly recommend playing it. If you like the game, please support the dev on Patreon. It pains me to see a great dev not getting the recognition he deserves. The next game on the list is Alexandria. In this game developed by Ptolemy, you are a troubled and tormented guy who accidentally killed someone and moved to another place to avoid the consequences. Through twists of fate and some hair-raising moments, you find yourself in the company of Alexandria. She is the daughter of an organized crime family. Even though both of you have no interest in the business, you get roped in and have to navigate through the world of crime. The story is this game's main selling point, which can be summarized as the MC works his way up a crime syndicate with the help of the daughter of the big boss. There is an ever-present underlying mystery about the MC going on, while he climbs the rank of the criminal organization. The stakes get higher the further the story progresses. The main cast has good character development, and the side characters have their moments to shine as well. The characters feel real, the story flows naturally, and the progression never feels convoluted. The graphics are good, and the dialogues are very well written. The only problem with this game is its seemingly limited choice. There is little choice in the game, and even those don't feel very consequential. If you want a good story about mafia, love, and power, I highly recommend this game. If you like the video so far and want me to keep making these videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel and motivates me to keep making videos. You can also support me through Patreon. Intertwined is the next game on the list. This game is developed by Nix, and the story centers around you, an 18-year-old man who returns to his hometown after living with his dad for the past 5 years. As the name suggests, you get intertwined in a lot of drama. I cannot elaborate very much without giving away spoilers, but almost all the girls have some kind of history with you, and it leads to a lot of interesting scenarios. The game is basically about teenage relationship drama, and it is written that way. That was not a criticism, by the way. It is all believable, and otherwise well done. Every character has a complex story that fits like a puzzle piece. Even the apparently out-of-reach characters are three-dimensional with interrelated needs and motivations. The renders and animation are good, but nothing special. The funny thing is, that does not matter at all when the characters and story come alive through the writing. The narrative wrenches your heart with every twist. Intertwined is not a mindless fap. It is a conduit for our deepest romantic insecurities. If you are looking for a game to simulate acute feelings of love, loss, and everything in between, this is the one. If I had one criticism, it's that the drama can reach absurd levels at times, to the point where you'll have to look away from your screen and take a breather because of the feels. But I would also argue that achieving such emotional attachment in a short amount of time is a sign of a meticulously successful venture. I recommend this to every fan of rich, dramatic, and immersive stories. The next game on the list is One Day at a Time. This game was made by Zoe Raven, well known in the community for making walkthroughs of adult games. In this game, you will take the role of an active heroin addict. You live with your girlfriend Lydia, who is also an addict. Along the way you will meet several other women, and have the chance to either romance, or in some cases corrupt them. There will be many important decisions to make on your journey towards recovery. The story is very fresh. I'm very sure you've never played anything like this. If the intricacies of the human condition are of interest to you, then this is truly a gem. This is a brilliant VN that gives real insight into the minds of addicts, their lives, and their potential path to sobriety. It is very text-heavy and long in the absolute best sense of the word. I never wanted to skip a line. This is a very emotional plot. I can tell that it means a lot to the dev, and writing it was probably emotionally taxing for them, which paid off big time, because this plot is incredibly unique, and is impeccable so far. From the very first chapter you have a clear understanding of the situation, and what the end goal is without being unnecessarily cryptic and evasive. The exploration of themes of addiction and recovery is extremely fascinating, and this game does a good job touching on that subject through its choices, and showcasing the desperation of these characters. Every choice gives you the choice of getting clean and going deeper into addiction. Even though the art isn't the best, it's been improving with every update, and it gets the job done. The latest chapter has good art, and it has come a long way from the initial chapters. And while it's not strictly in-game, it should also be noted that the updates are constant and packed. The game has been out since November 2020, and less than a year later, we're at Chapter 6, and it's already quite the story and far from done. Anyways, I am excited for the future, as you can really tell that the MC will have to make some really difficult decisions, and that there will be a lot of drama and falling out and reconciliation. I just hope that Zoe really goes through with this and fully explore the potential this topic has to offer, because I don't think we'll be getting a game about addiction anytime soon. This game definitely deserves way more attention, and maybe you can also support the dev after playing the game. The final game on the list is Chasing Sunsets by Stone Fox Studios. Chasing Sunsets follows the story of step-siblings reconnecting and dealing with the fallout of their parents' unexpected deaths. As the story progresses, they will cooperate or compete with each other to discover the secrets of their parents' success, in business and in love. The player's choices will determine both how the game ends, and whom he finishes it with. Explore majestic Tanalu Island, and the motivations of the tempting ladies encountered along the way. What stands out immediately when playing this game is the incredible attention to detail in the visuals. The render quality is top-notch. The models are smoking hot, and all the camera angles, scene composition, framing of the scenes, dynamic movements, and most notably the expressions, are very well thought out. The story might be unrealistic, but it is handled very well. It can get lengthy, but there is purpose to it, and the storytelling is great, with clever going forwards and backwards in time and in POV, making this extremely easy to fall into. The general framework of this story is not that complicated, but the setup, execution, and attention to detail make it great. The story has been planned out in such a way that there is a great twist or reveal hidden around the corner regularly. There is a tone of warm-heartedness, humor and levity, but also gravity and seriousness when needed. All the women in the game are portrayed as tough, being able to take care of themselves, and knowing what they want for the most part. There is no bimbo falling for lame schemes, and no real kinks. So far, the sex is relatively vanilla, but very well done. Chasing Sunsets is still in the early stages, but if Stone Fox Studio can keep up the current quality as they move forward with the story, it will turn out to be the sort of VN that others will try to copy for years to come. You'll find links to the creators in the description below. You'll also find my Patreon and Discord down there, where you can join and help the channel out. You can also follow me on Twitter to get the latest updates about adult games and the channel. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.